Hello, welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Tamiyas. This is the 1/12 scale. This is the Yamaha FZR R1M. Now, if you think, did Tamiya do one of those? Yes, they did. Long time ago. They actually just did the standard YZF R1, and then obviously this is the new one. This one actually got released almost a year ago. I think it came out in the summer last year, but I thought we'd have a nicer look at it because it actually really does look like a nice kit. So anyway, beautiful box art in the front, standard by Tamiya, as you can imagine, right the way through. A little bit about how you do it. So cranking up the detail. So already it's pushing their aftermarket set for it. I have to say, I've got a thing with Tamiya bikes. I love doing Tamiya bikes. If you can afford it, I would say go that little bit extra, because the detail on them that they usually give, it's usually the front forks and stuff like that. It really is very nice with it. Okay, anyway, there's your colour call-outs down there. It is silver and carbon fibre, so it'd be interesting to see about it. So your kit number for this one is 133. Okay, some more about it just down on there. So it looks like we've got a clear side and perhaps a solid side, because it's showing it on here and then down on there, and it is available from the PM store for just under £38 as well if you want to get one there from there. So in the box itself we have Tamiya's normal way of doing things. So we've got separate bags, it looks like, for pretty much everything. We've got clear parts, one piece moulded stuff, the vinyl kit, and of course all the stuff in that metal. And we've got a obviously it's not a die cut by the looks of it, but we've got the decals and obviously a mask set. What I'm actually looking for is a carbon fibre decal sheet. Do we not get one of them? I don't think we do. Anyway, typical Tamiya, we get the usual blurb sheet, all about it, about that sort of history of the bike and all the rest of it. Your instructions, so that's standard things we were saying, so usual health and safety notices right the way through, how to build a kit, use the, there we go. So anyway, front set is going to be usual thing, being the front forks, various things down in there, and it looks like carbon fibre. So it does say down in here, this makes appearance, sold separately. Okay, so your item number for the upgrade set, I would check about the carbon fibre, because there's no carbon fibre decal sheet in here, and quite frankly, seeing as this is silver and carbon fibre, you're probably going to want it. So check on your aftermarket to see how much carbon fibre comes with it. But your item number is 12681, all right, with that one. Again, I'm surprised it doesn't come with a kit when it's all over the box art. It's a little bit misleading, to be honest. Okay, so usual thing, straight into the engine, popping the engine together. If you've ever built a Tamiya bike, you will know it is a joy to behold. I've done a couple of them now. The video builds are up on the site, various things, and they are absolutely fantastic. So working your way down, really nice to see that they've got correct lengths for the hoses. So these are actually the hose system. You'll get the vinyl hoses, no doubt, in the pack. Yep, they're in here. We'll look at those in a minute. So you can actually do it. These are to length. So that is 55mm and 60mm. So it makes things a doddle to put together. Okay. All right, then we've actually got the frame going together, just down in there. We've got the rear dampener, which has got a real spring. It usually works as well, which is actually a very nice touch with these. And then we've got the attachment and the engine and all the various things going onto the frame, and showing you the position of these hoses system as it goes right the way through. All right, so those all going in there like that. Then we've actually got the rear parts being fitted down onto that one. We've got the swing arm going down in there, and we've actually got the chain being on there as well. All right, and then I assume usually somewhere in the upgrade set you get a few, maybe sometimes you get the replacement discs. All right, so it might be worth it if you're going down in there. But the tyre, usual thing with Tamiya, popping those in as well, making sure you do the valve obviously, and then obviously the rear brake system being fitted. And then screw going right the way through. Frame, if you're going to be using it, which most of us probably are, like I've got on mine. Okay, and then obviously you've got that back end system being fitted down onto the suspension, and then various lumps, bumps, and obviously we've got all the pedal system being fitted down onto this one, going through the hosing and all these areas going down into this one. And then you've got the exhaust system going right the way through, being fitted down underneath, and then we've got the radiator being fitted in up at the front. Again, a lot of hosing work, and just take your time figuring out where those go, and don't start stretching them and pulling them around, because they have a habit of popping off the other end. Okay, so just feeding those round. All right, and then usual thing, we've got working down on the actual sump type area of it, front wheels, the forks again if you're using the upgrade set, and then obviously we've got the front mudguard. And then all the lumps and bumps around the actual steering system, so the braking, and again all the important hoses coming up. Really nice to say they've got the lengths for cutting 11mm, so that is 11mm. You just put it up against here and cut it to that length, you'll be good to go. Alright, so then headlight system being fitted down into this one, and then really starting to bring it together with these carbon fibre areas, things like that all going on. And then fuel tank, and then obviously got all the various things. You've got masks that are probably going to go on here as well, so it's calling out for these mask sets for cutting to putting those in. All right, so if you're doing that way, you'll be popping those in like that, and then fitting all the body parts down onto it and going on the rears right the way through until you've got your bike. And then obviously we've got your colour call outs and the decal markings and everything down here at the back. And there we go, simple. Again, don't be put off by these. The instructions are usually very good. If you just follow the instructions as they are, you end up with a pretty good job right the way through. As I say, I'm looking at mine now. It's an eye catcher, absolutely love it. I've always do mine with one side of the bodywork off so you can see all the mechanics of it. The other side's normally all dressed up. Right, okay, where should we start? Let's have a look in here. So down in this, to be honest, I don't think we really need to get this out. We've just literally got the decals. You can see them down here. You know they're going to be okay. There's no carbon fibre. We've got a couple of bits for the mirrors, reflective, and this, as I say, it's the mask set which you've got to cut yourself, which is always my bugbear with Tamiya. You think for the money you're paying in a AAA company, they would actually get them cut so you could just lift and stick them on, but it's not too much a problem. Sharp blade and you'll be good to go. Okay, little bag of goodies which we can have a quick sniffy in, just so we can have a nice look at the tyre. All right, so down in here we've got tiny polycaps, that spring for the suspension, and your little usual mini screwdriver. Okay, we get a bag of screws, all right, and your various fixings down in there, which you do use. Always keep those nice and safe. All right, we've got vinyl, so we've got vinyl hoses, two different sizes, a thick one and a thinner one, like that. So those are the ones you will cut to length. And of course you've got your all important tyres, which have got a tiny little seam line running right the way through the middle of it, but actually I don't think that's too bad. I think you actually get away with that. Nice to see we actually get a few little markings down in here as well. All right, so we've actually got some, it actually does, I'm just trying to read it in here, it actually does say Bridgestone as well. Okay, or it looks like Bridgestone to me. So that's actually quite nice that we've actually got some markings on there, and your front tyre as well. And again, down in here, yeah, we do. So it does say Bridgestone down on that. You can probably just catch it in there. So that's actually a nice touch with those. All right. So usual thing, people often ask about doing vinyl tyres. Personally, I just chill them a little bit, and then you hit them with quite a coarse sanding stick, and then come in with a fine one afterwards, and you'll be good to go. Whilst we're looking at the small bits, no point getting this out. Nice and clear. You've actually got the front windscreen, and obviously all the lights and the clear parts for it, just like that, so no problem down in there. So first up, we can have a quick look in here. We've got a little bag with some very nice white, separately bagged in that one as well, for the bodywork. Again, good solid plastic. There's nothing translucent about that whatsoever. We've been noticing this recently with a lot of the Tamiya kits, that the parts are actually solid, absolutely solid coloured. So it looks like they've upgraded perhaps the plastic, or the way they do the plastic, just a little bit, just to make it a little bit nicer. Back end of the fuel tank, again, good solid plastic, no problem for that sort of one piece, just like that. So actually very, very nice job on those two. All right, so we'll just pop him back in here and get him in. All right, so keeping those nice and safe. Parts. So if we just start on the big old engine one. All right. Again, it's never normally the best colour plastic, but you're going to be painting it and all the rest of it that goes with it. But I'm always amazed that their greys, when they do this, just don't look realistic. But it's a starting point, nevertheless, right the way through. All right. So if we have a bit of a closer look, we can see we've got the chain, and you do get, it's not broken, it's supposed to be like that. That's so you can actually get it through the bodywork, because it needs to go around the bodywork and everything else like that. But the hoses and everything, and to be honest, there's no real burring or any problems that you're going to have with any of the parts on this. They're all very nicely done. You are going to need a little bit of a sanding job on these, or a quick sort of rub round, but generally it's not as bad as a lot of kits out there. We can see good solid plastic, and then obviously into that gorgeous engine detail. And by the time it's got a proper metallizer colour onto this one, or even just in black, it really just sets them out. So there's your brakes, looking good, and the radiator system, no problem with that again. So nice thing with this is that obviously they've done it the right way round, so the ejector pins are all on the inside, which you're never going to see them, so it leaves the face area nice and clear. Okay, so on the faces of this, no problem at all. This fork set, again, there's a replacement one out of there. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. If you used to paint that up really nicely, I think you'd be okay with it. It's just something about the aftermarket forks, just I like them. They really, really do make them. But actually, those ones don't look too bad at all on that one. And then flipping it round, unfortunately, it's Tamiya. They do like their ejector pins. They like to get things out of the mould. So yes, you have got some various ones. You can see them running right the way around, but you're going to be obviously laminating those together and so forth. So you're not going to be seeing most of them. I would say good 95% of them are tucked out of the way anyway. Okay, and they're not on anything. It's just a little bit annoying when they're on pipe work, because you're going to have to sand them out, and then yeah, you're chasing the rabbit a little bit with that one. But yeah, generally very nice, good solid colour right the way through. Okay, so let's have a look at a black sprue. So we've got the frame, again looking very, very sharp, very nice indeed, no problems. I'm not even going to say about flash and ejector pins, because you just don't find them on Tamiya. That's the nice thing to it. So we've got the front assembly for around the front end with the lights, the rears, the actual frame itself, as you can see, very nicely done, good strong looking frame, good locating points, and all the various parts that go with it. And as you can see, very, very nice indeed. And even down on the blind side with the entire sprue, no problems with those at all. Very nice. It looks like, to be honest, we often joke about Tamiya with ejector pins, but I'll be honest with you, it looks like these are all out of the way. I can't see too many going to be seen, which is nice. Again, second sprue up, so we've got the seat and obviously a lot of the black areas on the bike right the way through, engine sides, things like that. Again, if we have a bit of a snifty round in here, you can see, very, very nice indeed. Good quality, solid Tamiya standard sort of plastic between that, in between sort of the hard and the soft types, but absolutely works right the way through. Really, really does look nice. Again, they are fun builds to do. They look a lot more complicated. If you've never built a Tamiya bike before, do not be frightened about tackling them. Okay, I know a lot of people get put off because of the different paints and stuff like that, but there's a lot of painting you can do before you assemble it, and it makes it a lot of fun with these bikes, so they are literally that good. Frame A, we've got the white one. As you can see, this real good solid white colour I keep harping on about, but a few years ago they always used to be a little bit wishy-washy with the actual colours. Now it's almost akin to Bandai, as I call it. It's got that solid white colour to it, which again just lends itself beautifully for this type of work. So you can paint them, you know, but if you wanted to, just a quick coat over the top and you're good to go. Whereas before you'd have to do a lot of work just to make them come round. Okay, but again, those wheels looking very, very nice, both sides of those. And again, the ejector pins cleverly hidden out on the outside of the way. There's a little bit of thought going into where they're positioning the ejector pins, and they are tucked nicely out of the way by the looks of it. And there we go. I know a lot of people jump on me because I moan about Tamiya's ejector pins and how other companies can do it and stuff like that. I'm acutely aware of that, and I get a little bit of negative feedback because it feels like I'm hitting on Tamiya all the time. But actually on this particular kit, I'll bow down to them because it does look like the ejector pins are all completely out of the way, barring a few on pipes and hoses, which, you know, probably straightforward, and knowing them, they've probably got them so they're on the inward facing side, not the outward facing side where you're going to see them anyway. So from that point of view, I don't think it's going to be too much to worry about in that particular kit. It looks great. If you're a biking fan, if you love doing bike kits, stuff like that, you know you're going to go and get this for your stash because it is really, really nicely. And the first one came out in what? Around about 2000, I think. I've got a little thing down here about it, but I can't see that far back. I think the first release of this one came out was the R1, came out in around about 2000, and that one's been reboxed throughout the years, and then this one is now going to supersede it, being the R1M. So it is a completely new tool kit from the old one. So don't think it's the new one with a different skin and various things or an upgrade. It's not. It's completely new tooled on this one. So definitely well worth getting. So there we go. That's the Tamiya 1/12 scale Yamaha YZF R1M.